Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a PineScript beginner tutorial, and this is going to be really basic, so for those that are a lot more familiar with Pine, this is probably a bit below your level, but it can be really helpful regardless, just learning a thing or two here and there. We're going to be making a script that shades in the background for the hours that you're going to be sleeping, and this was really useful for me because I was looking back and I was saying, okay, well, why didn't I trade this or why didn't I trade that? And when I had that visual representation of the hours that I'm usually sleeping, I could see, oh, well, I was asleep for that. So anyways, we're going to start by opening up the Pine editor, and this is on Tradingview. So Pine is the language that Tradingview scripts run on, so it's a proprietary language. It's a lot like it's a lot like any language really, Python or Java, but it kind of doesn't really matter. Everything's the same at some point, but we're gonna open it up by clicking that, and you're going to want to load a blank indicator script. This version thing, that is basically saying what version of PineScript. There's different versions. There's version 2 and version 3, but you don't really have to mess with that. After that, we're going to rename it. We're going to rename it to night hours, and then we're going to delete this for now. Just put a space right there. And we're going to just declare some variables, input variables, and I'll go over what those are in a second. Well, I guess I could go over them now, actually. So what this is this is a variable, and we're setting it equal to an input, and that input default value right here is going to be 2, and the title is going to be sleep. So the title is basically what you're going to see when you open the little box up here, and it's basically just for our organization. The sleep variable is the sleep variable, and there's not much more to it. We're going to make another one, and we're just going to call it wake, and we're gonna make it 9 by default. Give it a title equals wake, and we're gonna put that plot thing in real quick just to give an example. We're gonna save it with Control S, and we're going to add it to the chart. And you can ignore all this because it's just plotting the close, so it's just going to plot the price, but I'm just showing what the title actually is. So when we put title down here, what that is this right here. That's just the title of it. So we can set it to whatever because it's an input, and that's basically that. I mean, technically we could do that and it'd be the same thing, but then you can see once we go to the settings, then that's disappeared, and it's not as helpful as having it as an input. So I'm gonna save it again. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that again. The reason why I put this real quick was because you can't add something to the chart unless it plots something. So I just put that there just for that. Next, we're going to actually make the actual equation, what's going to calculate night. So night is going to equal sleep minus hour times hour minus wake, and it's going to be less than or equal to 0, question mark, true, false. So what this is, basically what this is doing is if night is in between sleep or wake, it's going to equal something greater than 0. Or no, it's going to equal something greater than 0. So if it equals something greater than 0, it's going to be true, and if it doesn't, it's going to be false. And the way that works is this little question mark right here, that this works as like a little if or else. It's like a Boolean thing. Let's say is open equals open, or let's say is green equals open higher or greater than close, true, false. So an easier example would be is green, the variable is green, is going to equal true if open is greater than close, and if it's not, then it's going to equal false. So this one kind of can trip you up when you're first starting this little question mark, but it's pretty useful once you get the hang of it, because it's basically it's a yes or no, true or false. Next, we're going to actually put the background color in, and to do that, we're going to be using the question mark again. So we're going to just use the function bgcolor, background color, and we're going to put night question mark black NA transparency equals 98. So very, very transparent, so it doesn't it doesn't put a big block here that is just really ugly and hard to navigate around. So we're gonna save it and see what it does. Hopefully you can see that. Actually, for this tutorial, I guess I can make it less transparent. So there you go. So basically what this is doing is, for my time zone at least, it's going to paint the background in from 2 a.m. to 9 a.m. And I mean, that's pretty much what it's doing. We can switch it to 1 hour for it to make a bit more sense. So it's going to shade in every bar. So this background color function, what it's doing is it's basically saying if it's night, paint it black. If it's not night, paint it nothing, NA. So that's really all there is to it. You have the transparency function, 90. So you have that too. And again, all that's doing is it's just making it see-through. So we can actually do 2 more things. This is just so you can maybe see it in action, really. We're gonna plot the hour, which that's just gonna make a line showing what time it is, kind of. Not plot, H line sleep and H line wake. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so this is a really good visual representation. If you can see here, the hour of the day is the blue line, and you can see if it's between the sleep and wake line, it's going to just shade it in. And this was what was happening before we added these lines, but now you can just see it. So you can see that when the blue line goes between them, it'll shade it in. So let's say 5 to 20. Hopefully you're not sleeping that long, but if you are, it's got you covered. So it basically does the same thing. So if the blue line, if the hour is between sleep and wake, it'll shade it in. So to finish it up and make it look pretty, we're going to delete all that because we don't need that. We're going to just add overlay up here. We're going to overlay equals true. We're going to save it, and we're actually going to remove it from there, and we're just going to add it to the chart. And now you can see that it shades in in the background. So now it's just always there, and it's pretty helpful because let's say you wanted to take a trade right here, and let's say you were looking back in time and it's like, oh, my trading rules said to go long right here. Why didn't I go long? Well, if you didn't have the night hours, you could see down here, obviously, I guess, but I just feel this little visual representation is a lot better. Anyways, that's probably gonna do it for this episode. If anyone has any recommendations of scripts they would want to have done or want a tutorial on how to make, I'll definitely look at those suggestions, because thinking of ideas can be hard sometimes for me. So if you guys have any ideas, just let me know. The best way to get in contact with me is always going to be Twitter, because the YouTube comments, sometimes they just don't show up and I cannot see them. So if I can't see them, I can't reply. If you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe, because I kind of do this, try to do it once a week. Something about trading, something about PineScript, algorithms, indicators, strategies, all that fun, amazing stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.